Hello, welcome back to Story Reckless. Thank you for joining us this evening once more. I am Nathan, and I am the DM here, and I use he/him pronouns. And our players.
I'm Claire. I'm a player. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Kadam, a half-elf grave cleric. And also Rhea when we're in combat.
My name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns. And we're gonna go on a little trip. It is snowing outside right now. This came on like whoa, and I spent most of the day avoiding dying while driving.
That was so much stuff.
I am pumped full of adrenaline and ready for this fight. And that's me. Oh, and I'm playing Calliope, Air Genasi, Artificer.
Oh, I should totally say, by the way, look at our new beautiful art. Anyways.
Right. Also, look at our new beautiful art.
Yes. And actually, as a segue to that, yeah. Enyo?
Oh, yeah. Hi. I'm Enyo. They, them pronouns. I was looking at the beautiful art and I was distracted. I'm playing Pip, a satyr alchemist.
Amazing. And yeah, as a segue to that, yes, we have new art. We're very excited about it. Oh no, I just realized something. Oh well, we'll fix that later. Enyo, who is the artist that did this? I'm sorry, I was not as involved in the thread of like coordinating all of the
Jesse Aubrey.
Jesse Aubrey.
Can give you the Instagram.
Yes, please. If you don't mind putting it in chat. If you don't have permission to do so, just send it in our Google chat, and Claire or Olive can post it.
I do not have explicit permission yet, but I'm sure he will be fine with it. I'll put it in our Google
chat. Awesome. Yes, so thank you so much, Jesse Aubrey, for the art. We're so thrilled. I love it. I think it looks so good. There's just so much personality. Really awesome. And we do have updated art for Kadam coming at some point. But for now, we're still going to keep using Brenna Ivy's art, which also I love very much. Very different style. But yeah.
I love Pip's boots. You can see the gun tucked into the boot.
I know.
It's so funny to me. And are those boots like garters?
Okay, so he sent me like actual 16th or 17th century cavalier boots and said like this, and I'm like, yes, but thigh high.
It's so good. Yeah, you can see like a potion bottle sticking out on the other side. It's
incredible.
Yeah, it's so good. Anyways, with all of that, let us do our recap and jump right back into this. So, last we left off, our protagonists had left the comfort of Candlekeep, being aided by Silvira Savicus, giving them a ride via Griffin to her companion Traxador. Traxador apparently had the ability to get them to Avernus, the first layer of hell where Elturel has been dragged down into the depths of hell. Upon arriving at Traxador's tower, a floating tower floating above the Sea of Swords on the Sword Coast, you went inside and found Traxador, a small otter wearing a red cassock, who excitedly was talking with you all and asked you to help him find the tuning fork he needed in order to cast the plane shift spell. And you also met his companion Lulu that Silvira had talked about, a flying golden elephant, very small, about the size of a medium-sized dog. And she told you all that she had some history with Avernus and the Archduchess of Avernus, Zariel. She was a traveling companion of Zariel over 150 years ago, but unfortunately her time in Avernus had seemed to have messed with her memory, and she has very few memories of her time with Zariel and why she was there, or even how she escaped Avernus. But regardless, she wished to join you all on your journey in hopes of finding out more about her past and also helping the people of Elturel. Traxador Kadam finding the tuning fork, giving it to Traxador. Traxador casts the plane shift spell, and a rift opened below your feet, and you are all pulled down into hell, appearing on the cobblestone streets of Elturel, the fallen city that had been dragged into hell. And upon arriving there and looking around at your surroundings, you saw a scene of destruction and, well, hell, I guess. Many of the buildings were collapsed. The skies were a sooty red, and floating above the city where there once was a beautiful glowing sun-like feature of the companion was now a 400-foot diameter sphere of darkness with bolts of lightning periodically arcing off of it down into the city. And above you could see flaming meteors and skies of blood red looming over the city. Before you could really react to these new surroundings, you heard a scream and saw a woman with 2 children come running around the corner, being pursued by 3 devilish creatures with strange writhing beards and wielding massive glaives, chuckling to themselves. Calliope picking up an infernal that they seem to be quite pleased with themselves at chasing down their new prey, and upon seeing you all, one of them exclaimed that you might fetch a good price. So they moved in, but before they could react, Kadam, Rhea, Calliope, all of you leapt to aid, and a fight commenced. You managed to slay one of the devils. However, one of the other devils, using some sort of dark magic, reached, or infernal magic, reached a hand forward and called forth for an ally as the chest of the fallen comrade split open and a new devil pulled themselves up and
Which is
out.
unfair. It just, since when does like stabbing people not stick? Come on.
I don't know what to tell you. You live in a strange and wonderful magical world.
I'm a scientist. I'm gonna repeat this experiment.
So with all of that out of the way, let's jump right back into the combat as that devil just appeared, taking us to Rhea's turn.
Right.
All right.
Rhea, I'm going to attack the one in front of me twice with my now magical longsword.
Ah, yes, that's right, because Kadam used a homebrew of spiritual weapon, right? To pull the light from Big Dummy's open mouth, the light of the companion, into the sword of Reyes. So it's now a magical weapon, and you get to add a +1 of, is it force damage or radiant damage?
We said a D4 of force. It is
Sorry,
force
D4
damage. I
of
double
force
checked.
damage. Okay, D4 of force damage. Okay.
First attack.
Oh no, what?
9.
No, that does not hit. The devil blocks it.
Second attack. 10.
Really? Oh no!
Third attack, coming in with my short sword. 11.
Okay, hold on. I want to use at this point
Yes.
strike of oh god, what is it called?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember what
It's
it is
like
called.
strike of
Something of
genius or
inspiration?
something.
What is this?
Yes,
It's what you used.
Yeah, it's the
you used it.
artificer.
Remember?
Oh, Flash of Genius.
Flash of Genius. There
That's
we
only
go.
ability checks or saving throws.
Oh, never mind.
Oh no. Okay.
I got so excited.
I was excited for you. So unfortunately, Rhea, feeling the poison coursing through her, is unable to land any hits. Is that Rhea's turn?
I am going to just take the risk of a hit.
Okay.
Are we speaking in first person now? It's always been third person. Sorry. Yee. Oh gosh, no. Ah, there's not a good place. Climby's taken the advantageous spot.
Honestly, between me and what's our little Lulu companion, might not be bad.
Yeah, hold that.
I'd have to go around to flank.
All right, and as you, as Rhea pivots, the devil lashes out.
Is that good? Is that good? Because they'll just go around to flank.
Yes,
And I'm
but...
assuming this attack,
Maybe against
reaction attacks still get, attacks of opportunity still get the advantage, right? Or do they?
I imagine so.
Yeah, I would think so too. Okay, 24 to hit, so Rhea takes 12 slashing damage, and she needs to make another con save. What'd she get?
8.
As the glaive...
Rhea, pull it together!
As the glaive slices towards Rhea, it catches her on her calf, and the wound seems to split open severely as blood gouts out, and you just see this kind of fountain of blood start to pour out of the wound. So she doesn't, nothing affects her on this turn, but at the start of her next turn, something is going to happen.
Oh my bonus action.
Yes.
I'm going to second wind.
Okay. Understood. All right. So that wound is bleeding out. Rhea uses second wind, and you rolled
A 1.
a 1, of course. So is that 8 points?
Yep.
There you go. Taking us to the woman that was fleeing. She has that longbow. She's going to keep firing. She gets a +2 bonus and misses. She only gets a 1 shot. And now it is Lulu. Lulu, what was it? Lulu can just use her little tusks. Okay.
Lulu,
Yeah. Okay.
let's surround them.
Okay. She's going to. Yeah, she's gonna fly. She's gonna fly up and over Rhea and kind of like pivot. Yeah, she'll just fly straight up and over. So ignore the pattern. She actually just flies straight up and over the bearded devil, not provoking any attacks of opportunity, and then pivots to here to get the advantage. And is going to attack with her little tusks. Here we go. Come on. He rolled another natural 20. Oh my goodness.
God. So it's like she runs up and she like jabs the first one like Three Stooges style in the eyes with her tusks. This other one like crawls out of its chest cavity and turns around. And, like,
she lets out a little trumpeted squeal as she stabs into that one. All right, that is Lulu's turn. Calliope, you are up.
Little dummy,
Yes.
you know what to do. Attack pattern beta gamma.
Little dummy
and-
goes floating over.
Is going to. How do you move?
Oh, do you not have control of?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
It's just kind of like gonna bounce along the streets, skid to a stop, like skid but like in midair. It's kind of just like the puppet like swinging, in like a skid pose, and then like takes up position, like starts like shadow boxing this thing, which like maybe it can't see because it's just been like blinded. But anyway, and at that point, I'm gonna operate Big Dummy to like do 2 lance strikes at this friendo. So this will be at advantage, 24 and 14.
Those both hit. Oh, am I not?
That will be.
Are you not in the room yet, Olive?
Oh, I'm not. Yeah. Whoops. But it's 21 damage total.
Whew, that is a solid hit. That one is still standing though, but you. That was 2 strikes.
That was 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2 strikes with the lance. Excellent.
And then bonus action, Big Dummy opens up and gives a little like boom. Also at advantage, 22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Only 4 force damage.
4 points. Okay. Yeah, looking hurt, but not quite down. Taking us.
Rhea, how you doing?
All right.
Okay.
Taking us to Pip.
Don't worry, I got you. And Big Dummy's going to kind of take a defensive posture with like the lance hovering over Rhea.
Awesome.
Okay. As badly as I want to do. God, I wish I could overcharge. Okay. I guess Pip is gonna move up. I can't do that either. You know what? Actually, back. Yeah, maybe. I really, really, really want to do this other thing, but I shall not.
Okay.
Not yet. Okay, so I'm going. Pip is going to take out her pistol and just try once more to shoot the guy closest to Rhea.
Okay. Awesome. Go for it. Roll the attack.
That's a 13.
A 13. A 13.
No.
Wait.
No,
No.
cheating.
That actually just hits. That just hits. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought their armor class was 1 higher. Yes, that just hits. Okay, so is that 11 points?
Yes.
All right. That devil is almost gone. They're riddled with holes and kind of wavering, but they're still standing.
Okay. And so then I'm going to throw take out a vial from the pouch, and to just throw it right at Rhea's feet, and it's going to release an aerosolized stimulant with a sharp lemony smell that is healing word.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll healing for that.
Oh, that's 8.
Nice. 8 more.
I'm actually just fine, really. Really, I am.
Really, you're bleeding out everywhere, Rhea.
Well, if you're fine, maybe try landing some hits one of these days, huh?
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Okay, actually, now I feel bad. Let's not bully her. She has a lot of blood loss.
You can see the blood is still pouring out of that wound. Even with the healing word, it did not seal shut. All right. Is that it for you, Pip?
Yeah, it is. I think, actually, I can send Gilder out just to hang out.
Oh, okay, yeah. The little coin darts into that position, taking us to the devils. The one... Let me think here. Yeah, the one at the back, north of Calliope, points at the one that's farthest to the south, and in Infernal Calliope, you hear them barking orders. Get into a flanking position now! And it starts pointing as they all start shifting, and the one that's like holding its eye with the blood spilling out of all the holes kind of rallies itself and tries to get into a position. You do watch as they very efficiently marshal themselves into very advantageous positions on the battlefield. As this one goes to here, technically provoking 2 attacks of opportunity from Little Dummy and Gilder.
Yeah, May is freaking well.
And
Well,
this
what am I
one-
going to use a reaction for? Featherfall?
And this one is going to
4 force damage from Little Dummy.
4 force damage. And then Pip, you also get to do an attack of opportunity as they position themselves into a more advantageous position.
That's good right there.
Spell attack modifier
Yes.
to hit. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's not bad. It's 2. Oh shoot, I'm not in the room.
Oh,
I am in the wrong room. Let me just.
and as they get into position, let's see here.
18.
The 2 flanking Calliope are both going to go for Calliope, and the one that's already severely wounded is going to continue to slash at Rhea. And let's see, what did you get, Pip, for your... you got an 18? That hits.
18 to hit.
Amazing.
And 4 force damage also.
Oh, wait, is that for Gilder?
That's for Gilder.
Oh, nice. Okay, so 4 force damage from Gilder. And what about Little Dummy? Did we get that one?
Also 4 force damage.
And then Pip, you also get an attack of opportunity. So these 2 little flashes of light as it continues barreling past, pushing past you, Pip. Pip, you do have to use a melee weapon. You cannot, you can't use your pistol, just to be clear.
That is fine. I'm just going to say that my sickle, which is my only melee weapon, really is out of reach. So instead, I'm going to just ram.
Okay. Are you just what? Like, is that literally just using your headbutt?
Just using my headbutt. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just flavor.
Yeah, I love it. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I love it when my tiny gold coin does more.
Wait, did you roll to? Oh, you did.
Oh no, that was my. I'm sorry, that was damage. I didn't roll to hit.
Yeah, let's see if you hit. Oh my god. I really hope you hit and do 1 damage. No, so you just completely
I don't hit at all.
as you go to ram, missing as they push past. And
Honestly, it's hard to headbutt somebody who's running away from you.
it really, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you probably do hit them, but just this doesn't hurt because you just.
I just push them away further.
Also, are your horns magical? Because we know they have resistance.
That's true.
Oh my gosh, right.
So, first on Rhea, here we go, at advantage. 18 to hit.
Yep.
7 points of piercing.
Okay.
Rhea's already poisoned, and here comes the glaive attack. 24 to hit, another 4 points of slashing.
Ain't good.
Okay, and that wound, the devil goes straight for that wound, and it carves across her leg once more, and it opens up even further. So her wound is starting to really gout blood. Okay, now the other devils are both going to go for you, Calliope. So this is 4 attacks on you. Here we go.
I'm going to give one of those glaives, I think, disadvantage.
All right, so here comes the first devil as the tendrils lash out at you for a 19 to hit.
That's it. I'm going to shield. It's time
Okay.
to shield.
It is deflected by Big Dummy, and then the glaive comes towards you. This will be made at just a straight roll because you're granting it disadvantage. And that is a 16 to hit. So the glaive is knocked out of the way. The other devil, the tendrils come shooting towards you for a 24 to hit. Is that hit
how
even
much
with
is-
shield? Gives you a +5 if you use shield.
18, yeah, 20. I'm up to
All right.
23.
So the tendrils latch onto your back, Dummy unable to deflect it. You take 9 points of piercing damage. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oof. That's +5. 19.
Okay, you resist the poison as it starts to seep into your body, and then
And how much damage did you say?
9 points of piercing.
Got it.
And then the final glaive comes in for 17 and is deflected once more off the armor. And that was all of their attacks. Taking us to Kadam.
I'm going to cast Bane on all 3 of them. I would like charisma saves, please.
Ooh. They do have magic resistance, so they will have advantage on these saves, but this is charisma.
Well, phooey to them.
So okay, the first one got a 9. The
Right.
second one got a 9. And the third one got a 4.
Excellent. They are all Bane.
They are all baned. Wow.
That's good. That's good.
That is super good. I'll do that. They seem to all turn almost in unison and look at you, Kadam, and sneer as that energy seeps into them. Okay. Anything else for you, Kadam?
No.
Okay. Rhea is up. Oh, at the start of Rhea's turn, she takes 10 points of
Jesus.
damage. Is it? I don't know what kind of damage it is. It doesn't really matter, but it's the wound seeping out blood. So she takes 10 points of damage from that.
And how does this end? How do we stop this? Do we know?
You can try something.
Okay.
All right.
Oh. I just saw something. Sorry. Give yourself back those 10 points. I'm so sorry, Claire. I mean, it's good for Rhea. I just saw that the healing word would have sealed that wound shut.
Oh,
But can Rhea make another con save for me really quick from that second glaive hit?
something other than a single-digit number. Natural 20.
Okay, then
That's
she's
better.
fine. So the wound seals shut and stops the bleeding, and she doesn't receive another infernal wound from that second strike.
My God, what did you say that was? Lemony scent? Incredible.
Yeah, ironically, it's called glaive.
I would like to attack the most injured devil.
Yes, you have advantage on that attack because Lulu is
So-
flanking.
Straight roll.
Straight roll.
Another natural 20.
Amazing. Roll the
Um,
damage for that.
See, Rhea, you're so much better when you're not poisoned.
She is still poisoned, just the wound is closed.
13.
Okay, well, you're better when you're not exsanguinated. What I mean?
With the first strike of her blade, it goes right through the devil's mouth, and it drops onto the body of its companion that it crawled out of. It is slain.
Calliope turns to the one that summoned before and is like, ah, you got another one of those in the tank? We can keep doing this all day.
And then I will turn to the other one behind me and go again.
This will be made at disadvantage, right? Because you are not flanking.
That's correct.
Okay.
No. That does not hit. It's single digits again. Third attack. Same thing. At disadvantage. Oh, that's not going to hit. No. Nope.
Oh, man. Unfortunately, with the poison coursing through her body, she's unable to get that attack off. But she killed one of them.
I'm going to swing around here.
Oh,
Oop.
excellent.
No.
Okay,
There.
there you go. Pivoting around, getting into
We're just
position.
making these diagonals.
Yeah. Getting into position for that strike, taking us to the woman at the corner who you can see she's kind of comforting one of the kids and trying to push them down the alley, and then turns and fires her bow once again and misses. Taking us to Lulu. She's going
Lulu's
to
critted every single one of her rounds she's
fly
ever
up.
been in combat
Yeah.
here. So let's see.
She flies up into the diagonal, creating a big long diagonal. As she flies up
Oh
there.
my god, yeah.
Come Great job, Rhea! She flies up and is going to for a 20 and does 2 piercing damage. Basically pokes this thing in the back of the head. And the devil literally like tries to swat her away, taking us to Calliope.
Okay, little dummy. Attack pattern. Gamma. Gamma, did we already do that one?
You did Gamma Delta earlier.
Gamma Delta. No. Gamma, just get in their faces. And little dummy, I think, actually doesn't have a lot to do here. I think is actually gonna like swoop down and like, I don't know. Let's see. I think get on the ground and kind of like offer Gilder like a ride.
Okay.
So that's where little dummy will be this combat.
All right.
All it has is movement. And then I'm gonna turn and try to hit the one between me and Rhea.
Excellent. Go for it.
2 lance attacks at advantage.
Oh, yeah.
22 and 27.
Both hit.
17 damage.
Nice. Still
Then-
standing.
Bonus action, Big Dummy Rens at 18 to hit.
That hits.
5 force
2
damage.
quick strikes of the tail and a blast of light. This devil recoils in pain, but steadies themselves, getting ready to fight once more. Is that it for you, Calliope?
That is it for me.
Okay, that takes us to Pip.
Rhea's right there. Okay. Can I use I'd like to use the healing kit to maybe just try and help with the poisoning here.
Oh, does the healing kit cure poison? It should say what it does.
Yeah, can it cure conditions?
Let me check. I mean, it seems kind of shitty. You can't, but
I think it just
You could try to poison spray her.
stabilizes.
yeah. Can I poison spray her?
That was
sorry.
designed to knock people out, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I guess I can't use the healing kit for
I'm
that.
sorry.
Really, it was just a. That's fine. You'll be fine.
I do think I will.
All right. Well, in that case, I feel like this really isn't even worthwhile anymore for what I was going to do, but I've got 2 of them, so Pip is going to take out another potion, drink it, and fly 10 feet into the air.
Okay.
Oh, this is the potion that you did let the griffin drink.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So Pip suddenly downs a potion and goes 10 feet up. Is that an action to drink it?
It's a bonus action because I'm using. Or did you say that only
Bonus actions for healing
for health potions?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then I guess that's a full freaking action.
I'm sorry.
And
yeah.
no, that's fine. I think bonus action just because I can again. I'm also gonna cast Healing Word again.
Okay. Who are you targeting?
Who else? Rhea.
Okay.
I'm fine.
The healing magic.
You really aren't.
The healing magic rises up around Rhea. Go ahead and apply that for Rhea.
That's 7.
Is Rhea almost at full?
Yes. Yes. Don't heal Rhea anymore.
I'm gonna keep doing it. You can't stop me.
I think Rhea is literally 1 hit point away from full, just so everybody's on the same page. All right, Pip, so you are 10 feet up in the air, throwing that potion down. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to fly more than just 10 feet, or is it only 10 feet? I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's just a 10 feet fly speed.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. All right, that takes.
Does Gilder do anything?
Oh yeah, what does? Yeah, that's right.
I thought I have to use my bonus action for that.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, not for movement. I think.
Gilder's on little dummy now.
Cool. Okay.
All right, awesome. That takes us to the Devils. They're gonna go for you, Calliope. You are the biggest threat right now. So here we go.
Goddamn right.
D4
D4
on
on all of these. So let me go. Let me do the attacks for one of them. Okay, so 15 and a 16. So even with the D4, they would not hit. And then the other one.
And I'm gonna disadvantage the glaive on
Okay.
this other one.
So the beard attack is a 20, just a straight 20 is your armor class.
I'll take the beard attack.
Okay, so you take 8 points of piercing damage. Make another con save for me.
Okie dokie.
Oh wait, actually, hold on.
Oh,
I
Bane.
forgot. Bane. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So no, with Bane, it's a 17, so that does not hit. And then here comes
Good Bane.
the glaive at disadvantage. That's
straight roll.
Straight roll, so 15
Yeah.
doesn't hit. So they are unable to penetrate past your defenses.
And I think it's
Powering.
just like the tail is like dueling both of them at once. It's like
Yeah,
chink chink chink.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That
Nice.
was their turn. I would, because I forgot to do it. Sorry, first time running Bearded Devils, so trying to remember all their stuff. Can you have Rhea make another con save for me?
Yes.
I realize you get to make a con save at the end of each of your turns against poison. So the poison effect wears off.
Oh.
How does one do damage with the beard?
You grow snakes on the end of it.
Yeah, sorry. So it is a beard that is a writhing tendril of barbed tentacles, essentially. There's the art for the viewers watching at home. I imagine it. The art, honestly, for the Bearded Devil, I'm not as huge fan of. I imagine it looking a little differently, but hey.
I feel like this monster is made by somebody who's like kissed or somebody by with like a really big beard. It's like, oh, your beard is so like, stabby. I could make a D&D monster based on your beard.
Got that +1 enchanted hair care product. Yes, incredible. No one's hero. Yeah, so there you go. Oh, also, I don't think I've seen you before in chat. Thank you for joining us, curmudgeonly corncop. Yeah, so beard attacks. All right, that takes us to Kadam. What would you like to do on your turn?
I will toll the dead on
Okay.
whichever one looks more injured.
The one between Rhea and Calliope looks a lot more injured.
All right, so if I could have a wisdom save minus a d4.
Oh, that's right. That's such a nasty combo.
Yeah.
A whiz save minus d4. Okay, this is at advantage because of the thing.
Oh my god, Bane is like bless, but
Yep.
for spell. Oh my god.
So they rolled a 14 minus the d4. They got the d4 was a 2, so a 12. So
All right.
that is definitely a failure.
Bane is doing some work.
15 points of necrotic damage.
Still barely standing. They're glaring at you, Kadam. Anything else for you, Kadam?
I'm gonna back up a little. Starting to feel a smidge threatened here. Just like hang out there.
Okay, excellent. Is that it for you, Kadam?
Yep.
Okay, that takes us to Rhea, who is no longer
Right.
poisoned.
Ah! At this guy.
These are actually made an advantage now.
Okay. Hooray! First one. Yes, natural 19. That's a crit for me.
Let's see that damage.
23 points of slashing and force damage.
The head clean off. The little tendrils of beards twirling through the air, and it falls down dead.
Rhea, are you okay?
Yes!
Yeah,
I will jump
You got a
up
little
here
aesthetic cut there on your face.
and go for second attack. Not at advantage.
Correct.
Here we are. Mm-hmm. 23.
Yes.
12 points of slashing and force.
Excellent. Another flash of that light from the companion off the sword.
And short sword here, yelling like no one's business. That's an natural 20!
This is
so many crits
the
this
non-magical sword. Just
It
so
is.
we're yeah. But yes, that is amazing.
11 points of something, I don't know.
Slashing.
Slashing?
Or I think it's piercing for the sword.
11.
short sword.
Oh,
But that's fine.
half would be 5.
5. So 5 points. This devil is actually looking around at the moment, looking like they're probably going to try to flee. All right, is that it for you?
Sorry, like what?
Like they're looking over their shoulder and getting into a defensive position, and it's looking like they're about to retreat. So that was Rhea. Taking us to the woman at the end of the street there. She is going to fire her bow once more. And hey, this time she hits. Longbow, I think, does a d10. Nice, 8 points, so 4 points. Taking us to Lulu. Okay, here we go. She's going to. A 60 to hit does 1 piercing damage.
You're doing great, Lulu.
Thank you. I think it's coming back to me. Okay, Calliope, you're up.
Okay,
I
first
would have
off,
done 1 damage too if I'd hit.
Little Dummy is gonna fly both itself and Gilder into the bearded devil's space,
Hell yeah.
like space, and then like I think start like pulling on the beard and then just like swinging around. So I guess this is my bonus action. Technically,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell it to.
Use the
Oh,
help
it can't
action.
grapple, can it? Or like ram or anything?
Little Dummy is the homunculus, so you could have it do. What you're describing to me sounds like the help action, which would give advantage on attack rolls for anyone not flanking.
That's not really worth it. I think this might just be for flavor then.
Okay.
Then I stab it a bunch.
Yeah,
Is-
go for it.
It's gonna be the
Stab it.
follow-up here. 17 and 20,
Both hit.
29 piercing damage.
So as this devil is raising its glaive up, trying to swat Little Dummy away, getting ready to flee, how do you kill it, Calliope?
I think Little Dummy's pulling its beard out. Like a Gilder is probably like on its face or something, like distracting it.
This little coin,
And then, like,
It's
spider.
in its eye.
In its
Absolutely.
eyes. I think like 2 kind of like quick cuts, like one up to like cut its like beard off and like it goes flying, and then like swing it back around and like decapitate it from behind.
Amazing. So as it's trying to pull away, Big Dummy, the big chicken walker construct, the scorpion tail whips out, slices the beard off, and the devil starts to fall backwards onto its back, and with one quick motion, the tail comes up.
Ooh,
from
that's even
underneath
better. Like I think it just
piercing
like
it,
gets
yeah.
out underneath it and then
Yeah.
falls back. Yeah.
As the devil goes limp there on the ground. And you start
What do you
to
think they
see-
were gonna sell people for? What's their price? I guess we could have asked.
A soul coin, maybe. That
Huh?
sounds too fancy.
And as combat comes to a close, you start to see the bodies of these devils. They do start to kind of like almost become very soft and like rapidly deteriorating here. Although, actually, no, they wouldn't. Never mind. They're just laying there. I forgot. Never mind.
We ain't on the material
That's
plane
right.
no more, buddy boo.
You are in Avernus. These guys are just straight up dead. So they are lying there limp. on the ground, and the woman at the end of the corner kind of leans against the wall, panting, and then looks around and sees you all, gestures for her kids, and pulls them in tight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to her.
Okay. As you approach her, give me a moment.
I think me and Rhea will be kind of like pulling the bodies off the street and like stashing them kind of out of sight.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Is what we'll be doing during this interaction.
Yeah, so Rhea and
Yeah.
you are pulling the bodies into the nearby ruined building, getting them out of sight.
Pip is definitely helping with that. She just sort of is still flying, swoops down, picks up Gilder, and starts looting the bodies. And I guess once she sees that Calliope and Ray are dragging them, it's like, oh yeah, good idea.
Okay, awesome. So you guys start going through that. As Kadam, you approach this woman. She has like very deep tan skin. Her hair is it's very disheveled, but she still has it kind of pulled back tight into a long ponytail that it goes down to like mid back. Sort of sharper features. She does look to have sort of like stringy, sinewy arms and forearms from like probably a lot of bow work. And she's wearing like sort of trousers and like a working shirt, leaning against the wall there as she brings her children in, and all of them look to be very disheveled, a bit unkempt and unclean. But she looks up.
Ha. It's all right. Take your time finding your voice.
Thank you for that. I truly thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Arkina Hunt. Thank you.
Arkina Hunt. I'm Kidama Baldur's Gate.
What? You must have been visiting.
No, actually, we just arrived, like, a minute or two ago. And I gestured back at everyone else. We're trying to help you get Elturel back. We've got a couple of Hell Riders with us that did manage to escape. They can probably give you a bit more information.
Oh, thank the gods. How did you get here? Can you get us out? Is it,
I cannot. It was a one-way ticket. We're gonna have to find another way to get out.
all right, yes. You said you had some Hell Riders with you. As she looks over, seeing Big Dummy and Rhea pulling the bodies off to the side and Pip gliding down, she seems to have a moment of recognition, seeing the construct of Big Dummy reaching down and pulling the bodies into the building. Oh, yes, thank the gods. All right. I was trying to, my sons and I were running low on supplies. We were going to try to make it across the ravine up to High Hall. It seems like as good a place as any.
We're headed there ourselves. We could travel together.
I would like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Here, come meet everyone else, and I will pull. Well, I will gesture them.
Yeah. So, she walks over to join the rest of you.
Arkina Hunt, you said?
Harkina Hunt. Yeah.
Harkina.
As you head over there, Pip, you are going through the bodies of the bearded devils. You don't find anything of note on them. They just have their armor and their weapons. However, let me see something about their weapons.
Well, for flavor, I'd like to take at least, I don't
Okay.
know, a vial of demon blood or something.
You can absolutely do that. I would like you to make you can use your tool. You have a tool, right? Like alchemist tools.
Yes.
So you can roll. It would just be rolling an intelligence roll plus your proficiency bonus, unless you have that feature that like doubles your proficiency bonus with your tools. I don't know that.
Yeah.
If you do, you can do that.
Cool.
So as you are harvesting that, the only thing you do note about the devils is that their weapons are their weapons are this like dark iron coloration, very similar to like the tuning fork that Traxador had, and there seem to be these faint veins of like hellfire running through the blades. Let me see what that roll is. Mommy is weirdly acidic. Yeah.
20 plus 5. 19.
A 19. Okay, you are able to easily harvest a vial of devil ichor from one of the devil bodies. You would have to spend more time with each and make a roll for each one if you want to get more, but you have one vial of devil ichor. As you hear the footsteps approaching, as Kadam and Harkina approach with her 2 sons, and her sons do appear to be very young. One of them a toddler, the other probably about 8 years old, as she steps up. She looks around at all of you. Thank you all for your assistance. Kadam here informs me you're trying to make it to High Hall, and I assume that you two, and she gestures to Rhea and Calliope, are the Hell Riders that Kadam spoke of.
Well, our status as Hell Riders is a little bit complicated right now. The creed was a lie. Davius did this. But yeah, we're here to help.
I'm sorry.
We'll explain later. Don't worry. It's so good to see you here and alive. I was so worried about the city. It's good to see a face. I'm glad you made it. We're gonna pull through. We're gonna do this.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And you see the 2 boys just kind of like looking up at you in awe. The one toddler sort of pulls themselves into Harkina's like shoulder, and then kind of looks back at you, eyes wide, staring at you and Big Dummy in particular. She looks around. All right. Well, if you're trying to make it to High Hall, we will have to cross a rift in the city. The 2 bridges of Torm have survived, but there's a great rift now that just opens up into the ground far below. How much of the city have you seen?
I don't know how much Gidon told you, but
This
we fell
block.
here briefly. Yeah. Do you know of any other survivors, or are these fiends? Are there a lot of them?
Yes, there's quite a number of them moving through the streets, and they seem to be, I don't know where they're coming from. I think from below. I've gotten glances of what is below us, and I just see a writhing mass. Seems to be millions of them.
Don't like that.
And the city is, as I said, it's been split in 2. This side of the city seems to be worse off from what I've heard. Some of the survivors I've spoken with.
Where are these survivors now? Do you know?
I don't know, to be honest. I've lost track of them. We've split up within the chaos. we seem to find each other and have moments of respite, and then something happens. A new fiend appears, and we all have to scatter, or everything collapses. You suddenly hear this, like, ripping screech of a sound tear through the air, this echoing through the sky, as Harkina, like, shakes and pulls her kids and immediately goes, hide, and ducks into the building. As you all glance up, you see this flaming black horse just gently gliding hundreds of feet above the city, and atop its back is an armored rider wielding this burning hot flaming lance, just gently gliding above the city and scanning around. What do you all do?
Hide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody makes stealth rolls for me as you duck into the buildings.
Do we have to flash of genius before or after we roll? Do you know?
That's a good question.
Good question. If you can't find it quickly...
It says as a reaction.
Reaction.
When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add +4 to the roll.
I would say you can decide to use it after the roll because you are reacting to the roll. Let's go with that.
Okay, great.
I don't think Pip is going to hide exactly. I think Pip is going to try and leverage her devil horns here and just act like she's supposed to be there.
Okay. Are you going to, like, take your hat off or just leave your hat on?
Hat off for respect. This is clearly a head honcho.
Take the hat off, and do you just, like, look up at this flaming horse floating hundreds of feet above the city and the rider atop its back? Or do you just kind of, like, pretend to go about your business doing something else?
Pretend to go about my business.
All
maybe
right.
Maybe take a glance.
Take your hat off and you start moving about the street. What are you doing to try to blend in?
There's this dead person with a big pool of blood.
Yeah. I think I make a big show out of, like, cleaning off my my Hellfire pistol.
Okay. So as you stand there above the body and start cleaning your pistol, everybody else scatters into the buildings. Let me see those stealth rolls. And Pip, go ahead and make a deception roll for me.
I got 17.
17, okay.
Oh, Christ. Okay, hold on.
Do you get advantage on this deception
I do.
roll
I
because of
do.
your
I do
actor
get
feat?
advantage. Yeah. Thank God.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you got a 17, Calliope. What did you get, Kadam?
1.
Dude, you no longer have a disadvantage, right?
That's true.
Okay. What did you get for Rhea? Do you mind rolling for Rhea?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's at least halfway decent. Let me see what her bonus is.
I'm just, like, jangled there, like,
No, I'm beelining after Pip. Pip, what are you doing?
Pip's like, what are you doing? Get inside.
And yeah, let's see what.
Another
17 for Rhea.
Okay. Also,
Rolling with my nomies.
Yes, hi, rolling with my nomies. That's a great name.
That really
thank you
is.
for joining us this evening. It's great to see you. Great to have you here. We're in Avernus this evening, and there is a flaming horse floating 100 feet above our companions with a armored rider atop it that is wielding a flaming lance. As Kadam, so you go out into the street to, like, confront...
I'm like pursuing Pip.
Yeah, going out to Pip.
We need to hide.
What are you doing? So as you, as Rhea and Calliope and Harkina and her kids all duck into one of the ruined buildings, Ducking inside as you glance out up at where this creature is, you see Kadam not following and trying to address Pip. Pip, you like masterfully are like just cleaning your pistol, but what do you do in reaction to Kadam approaching you, trying to pull you inside or trying to convince you to come inside?
Grab Kadam and look like I'm taking them hostage.
Oh my god, okay. So you what, like whip your pistol out towards Kadam?
Yeah, whip my pistol out, pull Kadam down into kind of like a headlock, and it's like, stop it.
Okay, so Kadam, if you don't resist...
I think I have a high enough passive insight that I immediately figure out what I have done and what Pip is doing.
Excellent. So you get pulled down, pistol pushed against your head, and then you hear that awful screech once more, echoing across the city. Pip, as you hear that, I don't know if you're looking up at the source of the sound. Are you just going to keep staring down at Kadam?
Pip has to look up.
Okay. Looking up, you just see that flaming horse and the rider kind of rear up as it... You see gouts of flame out the nostrils of the horse, and the armored rider just calmly looks straight down at the two of you, and then looks right at you, Calliope and Rhea, hiding in the rubble. Rears the horse up and just turns their back on you and starts to continue to gently glide in a different direction. And then you watch, as you're watching them start to disappear, there's a sudden jerk of movement as the armored figure seems to spot something. That screech echoes once more. And the horse rockets down into a different part of the city. Flames streaking behind it, and you watch as the armored figure pulls the lance into a charging position and then just disappears below the ruined skyline of Elturel.
Sorry.
Yeah, did you just wet your knickers?
No!
Well, it definitely wasn't me.
Can you please take the gun away from my head?
Right. Fuck's sake, hope that thing doesn't come after us.
Lulu is kind of pushed up against you, Calliope, and you can kind of feel her little body trembling, and she whispers to you, "We need to avoid that creature at all costs. If it decides to confront us, I don't think we're gonna make it."
Friend of yours? You know it?
No, but I'm having a terrible feeling. I think some of my memories are returning. I remember being here with Zariel. I remember being here with people like you, with Hellriders. She kind of looks at you, and you see her eyes kind of welling up. They sealed us here in hell. They fled like cowards. And they left us behind.
Yeah, the devils are pretty bad out here, huh?
No.
The Hellriders did.
What?
I'm sorry, Calliope. I remember them leaving and sealing the portal behind us.
Was Zoriel with you?
As you all head back into the building, recouping with everybody there, you see Harkina looking this mix of awe at this little floating golden elephant that's kind of clutched onto Calliope's shoulder.
Yeah.
But also starting to fill with this real sense of dread and horror at what's being said.
I mean, there must have been no choice or something, right? Like,
I don't-
some army about to pour through the other side. They can't have done it.
I just remember we were pushing through legions of devils. Zariel had her sword and she was carving through them like they were nothing. But yes, we were becoming overwhelmed. I saw her rise up before us all, marshaling us. We could all feel her warmth, her grace, her power. And then as I turned around, I saw them fleeing in droves. And then the portal shut.
Oh, I see. I see. Calliope just slumps in the cockpit, big dummy,
I'm so
and just starts
sorry.
staring into space.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you got nothing to apologize for. Hey, it's okay. I don't know if it's okay, but
I remember something else, though. I remember as we were being overwhelmed, Zariel came to me and there was someone else, one of the Hell Riders, someone loyal to her. And in those final moments, she gave us her sword.
Zariel's sword.
She asked us to hide it as best we could. I don't know. Everything's such a blur. But I think me and this companion were able to do it. I don't know where. I don't even know if this is important or significant, but I don't know. It feels important.
do you remember how you got out of here? How'd you make it back up? What's the first thing you do remember?
Honestly, the first thing I remember was seeing Sylvira's face as my vision cleared, and I was in some great field of rusted armor and swords and corpses. I remember there being a single tree. That was it.
Tieflings don't live much over 100.
Yes, that wasn't... When was it? That was probably no more than 50 years ago. So I must have been within Avernus for...
Almost 100 years. Thank you for sharing this, Lulu.
It just all came flooding back to me. It was overwhelming.
Is there something we can do?
I just want to help. I think this is good for me. If one of these memories are coming back now, maybe more will come with time.
That's definitely possible.
She kind of sinks down, and she does turn to you as she's kind of resting on your shoulder, Calliope. Is it okay if I stay here?
Of course.
And just kind of nuzzles up onto your shoulder. Her little trunk kind of curls around your neck to kind of give her some support.
Hey, just petting.
She's very soft, this like kind kind of mane of feathers that extends
Right, feathers.
down.
God, it's not just an elephant.
I mean, it kind of blends into the bottom part is more of what you'd expect from an elephant, but the top part is feathers. What would you all like to do? Sorry.
I know we're headed to High Hall. Clappy, Rhea, is there anyone specific that you're looking for? I have a spell that might be helpful. Finding a particular person. I don't know that it will work if I haven't seen them, though. But if you give me a description, that might work.
Sure. I'll make eye contact with Rhea and be like, Gideon? Gideon, I guess?
Yes, Gideon would make the most sense.
Turn back to Kidam. There's this guy named Gideon Lightborn. He's the High Rider of the Hell Riders.
Like Ward.
Lightboard.
Ward.
Gideon
Ward.
Ward.
I don't go to a lot of the functions and stuff. Haven't really spoken to him. You know, like he signs all the like releases and like grant stuff, but like signatures are really hard to read. Anyway,
yeah. What does he look like?
Do you know him any better? I mean, I've only seen him like from a distance and stuff, and at like all hands meetings.
He was present when there was the meeting with the Duke, with Raven God.
Yeah.
Yes, I could give you a description if you'd like. Let me just. He's very. I don't know if this will work, but he's very tall. He's a very tall man, well built, dark skin. He has. Actually, yes, he has thick dreads similar to your hair, Kadam, but has a braided beard, goatee in the front, and he's a worshipper of Lathander. Tends to wear. I think he might be wearing a traditional Chilton garb mixed with Lathander iconography. A bright. I often see him wearing a bright turquoise cowl with a bright orange tunic underneath, and some brown trousers with some leather riding boots.
But here's a question, Kidam. What's it gonna cost? Like, you can only do this so much, right? Maybe you better save your strength.
Well, I mean,
go ahead. The
on the
all
one
hands comment made me laugh. Go ahead.
On the one hand, I could. On the other hand, we have a mission, right? Like, I think in order to know what's going on, we should talk to the people who were most closest when this happened, most present. I don't know. I have tried to talk to Duke Ravengard a couple of times, and it hasn't entirely made sense what I've gotten back. And if Ravengard was with Lightward, well, maybe it might work. I don't know. It might.
I'm just thinking maybe we could do less expensive ways to find information with our feet. And then we can have this as a good plan B if they aren't where we're expecting them to be.
We could.
Though then again, you could tell us where to go.
Yeah. The other person that I could find, if she's still in the city, is my friend Baylor. I don't know if that would be useful though. She's a mercenary. I don't know.
Honestly, that sounds very useful for our current situation. Like if we can start to gather folks.
Yeah, she was with someone, at least one other person, when last I spoke to her.
I still think, I mean, in the event of an emergency, folks go up to High Hall. We have these great parks for public demonstrations. Like, if it was an emergency and I was in Elturel and I didn't know where to go, that's where I'd go.
All right.
While this is happening, Pip is talking to Harkina.
Yeah.
And just saying, like, if you're all going up to High Hall, do you want to get in contact with any other survivors you know? Maybe I can leave a message for them. And
yes,
something that the devils might not necessarily know about.
yes, you can just, if you can leave a message for any survivors that might be coming through, you could tell them that at the Hunt Quivery, down in the basement, there is a stash of silver-tipped arrowheads. It's just a small remaining stash, but it could help someone. It is down in the basement on the north wall behind a crate marked with an owlbear claw.
Okay, so I think that so Pip is going to spend 10 minutes to ritually just scroll up a hastily drawn mural, or maybe, you know what, she'll scout around and find a painting that's already on a brick wall of something with a mouth.
Okay, perfect. Can you just quickly do investigation or perception for me and just see like what level of thing you find? Amazing, yeah. You the first building you enter into seems to be of a kind of like, you know, higher status individual that lived here, and there is this little like oil portrait of a person in kind of a regal pose that has been relatively untouched. So you have that?
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, I would like to put it in a place where survivors are likely to come by. So on what may or may not have been a busy street corner.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you are, you
Right.
where you're standing right now looks to be kind of a main thoroughfare. As you look about, and speaking with Calliope as well, like you are kind of standing on a main road here. So it's probably a good spot.
Okay, and so Pip turns to Arkina. It's like, just tell me a message one more time, and kind of memorizes it and gets her sort of voice down and says in Arkina's voice, right, at Hunt Quivery, down in basement on north wall, behind crate marked with owlbear claw, stash of silver-tipped arrowheads.
Amazing. And as you finish,
Beautiful.
And the little portrait comes to life and the mouth starts to repeat the message, the two boys are like just like so excited by this, despite everything else that's happening around them. And as you finish that, what else would you like to do?
If there's a 10-minute period of casting ritual spells, I got Skywrite prepared.
Okay.
The problem here is I do not want to attract the attention.
That's the thing.
Of our aerial companion.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know how traceable Skywrite is? Like,
well,
the spell doesn't mention anything?
It doesn't mention it, but the way that we've established narratively how it works for the way you and Pip cast it, I would say there's a chance it could be traced because of the fact that it like originates out as this like physical thing, and then
Great. I would like to put on a timer then.
Oh, you can do that? Is that part of the spell?
It's not part of the spell. I would like to roll to be able to put it on a timer.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. What tools would you be using for this? I would say this would be like an alchemist tool set or something like that. Do you have alchemy tools?
I don't actually think I do. I was thinking of like making some kind of like a canister with like a wick, like burning through it, and then like it reaches like a cap and like it kind of like pops off.
Okay, I will say go ahead and just roll. Roll intelligence plus proficiency bonus. I'm gonna say that for this particular case, that you won't get that doubled proficiency bonus. It's just your normal proficiency.
That's fair. We can't be rolling plus 10s for everything. So 4, and then proficiency is 3, I think, for our level.
Correct.
So 16.
16. Okay. Yeah. So you're able to rig up something here in this 10-minute ritual casting as you're putting this all together. Where I'll say you're able to get a minute timer set so that you can set that, and then you'll have to leave, or if you want to not be traced, leave, and you'll have a minute to get out of the area.
Yeah, and I think my 10 words are home news, Fabius did this via Zariel Pact. - Artificer Destrier, because I don't want to give my name, because I don't want to be like scried on or any wild stuff.
Awesome.
But like anybody who knew like the Hell Riders, like anybody up there, like would have access to that knowledge, the people that I care about.
Do you communicate the message?
I would
beforehand?
Love to run it past Kidam. It's like, okay,
right.
This is something that affects all of us. So I'm thinking about broadcasting this to the city.
I agree that your message is truthful.
Yeah.
I question whether telling them that the trust that they placed in Krieg was unfounded to be beneficial. These people are frightened. They are literally in hell.
Okay, so you're saying like spin it like with a more uplifting kind of tone, like
I would say give them hope.
Okay.
More than give them.
You're the city hero. How would you say it then? But I mean, the truth always helps, right? Like if folks are acting on more information, they're not going to be like,
the truth does not always help. I can tell you that.
We're not talking to you. Keep messing with your
I
moral
heard the
or
word
whatever.
truth. And it makes me angry.
I want to say yes. I think that right now it is more helpful to let people maintain hope.
Based on a lie. Just
yes.
But that, okay, Kinam, I'm sorry. I'm a little sore about this right now because I have just discovered that the people I've been working for more decades than you've been alive. I don't actually know how old you are. I know the elves age differently. Everything's relative.
I
don't know
how old I am.
Anyway, I've dedicated my life's work to an order that was founded by cowards and lies. My life's work, the companion. It was all about this, like, giving folks hope. And look where it got us. And you're just saying, keep it going?
No, I mean, I look up at the void in the sky. It ain't, I mean, like, clearly that ain't what you all thought it was. What I'm saying is that there's a breaking point. And I don't want all of the people here to reach that.
I think you're underselling the citizens of Elturel. I've lived here. I know these people. They can take a little bit of bad news. If they haven't already broken from the sky going out, the basis of our entire city being replaced by that thing, I don't know. It's not an empty well. There's depths to this city. I love it. I know it.
All right.
But I could see spinning it a little bit. Just, there's no point in like kicking down. And if you had any thoughts, yeah, folk hero.
I mean, I was thinking maybe something along the lines of, I like your, what was it, message from above, message from home?
Home news.
Home news, yeah.
That's just 2 words. And saying that, like, folks are coming and help is on the way kind of thing, maybe?
Yeah, you are missed. Help coming, or something like that. Stay resolute.
Ooh, Creed Resolute. That's.
Oh, maybe not resolute.
That's
no,
a trigger word here.
Yep. Stay strong.
Okay. Okay, we'll find something in between these 2 things, like between just all these words and the truth, I think.
Well, I just gimmicked a fancy portrait in there to tell people that there's a stash of silver arrowheads. What are you doing?
Okay, home news. Fabius did this via Zariel Pact. Help coming. How's that?
All right.
Oh, so that's what we're doing.
Thank you, Pip. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay.
So home news.
Sorry, that was such an Elvis thing.
Fabius did this via
Fabius did
Zariel
this
Pact.
Via Zariel Pact. Help coming. All right.
Maybe Zariel Creed? To like hint at it being the Creed Resolute.
Fabius did this via Zariel Creed.
Fabius responsible. That's 1 word. Yeah, Zariel Creed Resolute.
Fabius responsible via Zariel Creed Resolute. Okay.
Harkina, 1 more run by. If you saw this message showing up in the sky, what would you think? Does it even make any sense?
I would probably think it was some diabolical thing that's being created by hell.
Yeah.
But then when I see the help coming, I would probably second guess it.
Well, I'm changing it to Zariel's Creed Resolute, like possessive then, to make it
All right.
clear. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Kiam. Good team. Let's do
right.
this. We got to get out of here because I don't want to be here if it gets traced back here.
So
I'm setting it for, let's say, 2 hours.
okay, so as you get the wick set and light it, you have 1 minute to vacate the area. As we're coming to an end for tonight, I just want to know, where are you going? Are you going straight to High Hall?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think heading straight for the.
Are you gonna go?
She
for
said folks were
Mhm.
crawling up over the edge, so I'm guessing that the edge is probably thicker with devils. So I think cutting through the city for either one of the bridges.
Okay, are you gonna go for the northern bridge or the southern bridge?
Does Harkina have any intel on either one besides they're up?
Does she have any intel? She just knows that. Let me see. She doesn't know. She's seen devils and fiends, or she's seen fiends around that area, but she has no idea like if there's anything there now. So.
Okay.
Well,
let's go to Maiden Falls then, northern one.
Okay. So as you light the wick and exit the building and start ducking your way through the streets, heading northward, going through the various ruined buildings and pools of... You can see areas where there are just straight up cracks in the street, and this is the first time you really start to get a sense of perspective. As you run past some of these cracks, you realize that as you glance down, that it is a rift going down, and as you kind of lean to see further into this crack, it continues going, and then you see that there is like almost an atmosphere below, like open sky, but then you see a ground very, very far below, and there are things just moving, just little glimpses of this as you pass by these cracks. At one point, as you're moving northward, Calliope, you glance off to the east, expecting to see that part of your brain being like, oh, I'm expecting to see this, but it's not the same. The masts and sails of ships, but instead you just see these massive pools of lava forming in the area where the harbor once was. All of the plant life that you were so familiar with, Calliope, all of the trees and beautiful little garden terraces are all withered and dead and gone. And periodically you can hear that as lightning strikes throughout the city. As we wrap up this evening, I would like one of you to roll a d20 for me. Looks like Claire's gonna do it. So next time we'll do... Go ahead, Claire.
Oh, that's cocked.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Next time we'll do Pip. You can roll next time. Okay, you got a 16. Roll a d10 for me, please.
Are we doing random encounters at the end of every day?
10.
Okay. Just before you get to the bridge, when you're approaching this block, with Harkina and her children behind you, Lulu fluttering behind, you suddenly hear from a building off to the left against a wooden door, just a bunch of banging against this door as it's sort of getting pushed, and it seems to be wedged and caught, unable to open. What do you all do in these little final moments before we end the stream?
Pause. Look toward it.
Okay.
Little dummy, scout.
Okay, little dummy.
Ooh, Gilder.
Up to the door.
Go see what's under the door. Yeah.
Okay, and Gilder skitters up, this little spider-like coin skittering under the puppet form of Little Dummy. Do you want Little Dummy to just go straight up to the door?
If there's any kind of like windows around the side, just like do a quick like trying to get angles in on seeing anything that's inside.
Yeah, it looks like all of the windows have been like boarded up. And as Gilder, so as Little Dummy's like circling around the side of the building to check, and Gilder squeezes under the crack of the door and pops out on the other side. Are you able to see through Gilder's eyes? No? Okay.
But Gilder can whistle.
But Gilder can communicate.
Can communicate. Okay, that's right, telepathically, right? So the little whistles start to excitedly enter your mind, and you very quickly your brain starts to interpret the various clicks and sounds and whistles, and you basically get back, oh god, there's so many of them, please help. What is Gilder's AC?
Oh god. It is 13.
All right, so I'm gonna say that probably only 4 would actually be able to. So a natural 20 and a 19. So let me see what the That is... So Gilder is going to first take that natural 20. So that's 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and then the 19 is for another 5 points of bludgeoning damage. So 10 points of bludgeoning damage to Gilder. Is Gilder still up?
God. Like barely, yeah.
Okay, so what do you have Gilder do?
Alrighty, you can come back.
So as Gilder suddenly pops out from under the door and skitters across the ground, looking a bit bent and dented. And we'll say as we end this tonight, as we see through the eyes of Little Dummy, as Little Dummy drifts around the corner and is able to look through the slats of one of these windows, what Little Dummy sees within is a ruined, what appears to be like a ruined school space. Like there are, desks and tables that have been smashed and pushed in this kind of big open like study hall, and just clogged up against the door are 12 bodies just trying to push through, writhing and you can just barely hear the faint sort of moaning and clicking of undead bodies trying to push air through their vocal cords as they're trying to get through the door. And that is where we're going to end tonight, as little Dummy is glancing through these slats in the window, and we start to pan out once more as we see our heroes standing there in the ruined streets of Elturel. All right, that is where we're going to end tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to the new folks who joined us this evening, rolling with my Nomies and curmudgeonly Corncob. And I think there was one other... No, I think those were the only two tonight. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We will be back next week for more Elturel.
And Calliope, gave a, meet the experts, or the people who's keeping us safe, at the school, in the auditorium or something, was brought in as a firefighter or whatever on.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think the final thing we see is you're all standing there, and we see that writing up in the sky start to fill. We hear that screech once more, and we see the flaming nightmare start to glide over the city in the direction of where the smoke is rising. All right. As Calliope is having those flashbacks to those moments in the school. Thank you. See you all next week.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.